This is Machina Emirate, one of the ancient emirates in Yobe State, northeast Nigeria. Machina Emirate shares boundary between Niger Republic and is as old as 1,000 years ago. The ancient town of Machina is popularly known for two things: its annual Daba festival and traditional wrestling. According to history, the kingdom was carved out of the ancient Gazargamu Emirate. Right from the famous Kanem Bonu era, the community has been a center of commerce, playing host to so many traders from Nigeria and beyond each year. But beyond being a center of commerce, Machina is reputed for its rich culture and tradition. As custom demands, wherever there is a big event at the Emir's palace, children, youth, and elders would come around to sing traditional songs and show their dancing prowess before their Emir. But why must they dance for the king?
It's a kind of respect to the royal family or traditional rulers in general. So mostly during the Salah days, people normally come to the palace to pay their homage.
In most cases, Daba was done during, in those days, during the war period, after a success. So each and every person will show that he's happy with what is going on, and he has performed at least during the war period and what have you. But nowadays there is no war, as you know. So people are doing the same kind of dances that our forefathers are doing in that occasion of Daba.
For thousands of years, snakes have been treated as sacred creatures in the Machina kingdom. Anyone visiting the kingdom for the first time gets warned not to kill a snake here. Are you wondering why? Find out why the people of Machina cherish snakes and wouldn't want anyone to harm a snake.
We don't kill snake in Machina, and then snake doesn't harm anybody in Machina. If you see snake, you just move your way, it will move its own way. And then the thing is that in the history or in our genealogy, there was one of our forefathers who was a twin, and then they said his twin brother was a snake. A woman in the palace gave birth to a human being and a snake. So that snake, being not a human being, could not stay in the palace.
The king further told TVC News that in Machina, snakes mostly reside in rocky areas close to the palace because of their royal links.
If we are celebrating anything of sorrow, the snakes will come and celebrate with us. If we are celebrating anything of happiness, they will come out. Like now, the original snake is no more. Like the original human being, the twin brother was not also in existence. So, but we have the generations of that snake, and then we have the generations of the May up to myself.
TVC crew, as visitors to the snake kingdom, were curious to know what would happen if a snake is killed here, either deliberately or in error.
There was one of our mates in the house, as they were going to the farm with my father. He eventually killed one of the snakes. He doesn't know that it belongs to that species. So he started feverish condition and what have you, and mysteriously they just gave him some medications. He managed. Later on, he passed away.
We have a driver who came from another village. He was brought by my father to drive a tractor. So that driver has his wife. He came with his wife. So he married another woman from Machina. He has two wives. So the one from Machina is old, so she has age. She's no more giving birth. But the one he came with is at her and tender age. So she was pregnant when a snake just came into their house. So the woman shouted, "Snake, snake, snake." So the woman from Machina told her, no, don't touch it, leave it, it will not do anything. But the husband was outside. When he heard this, he said, "How can we leave criminal or mugu in our house? So danger in our house." He ordered the woman to boil hot water. So the snake just crawled into one small hole like that. So they boiled hot water. With the help of the woman, they pour the hot water into the hole. So when the woman gave birth, that human being could not, she's just like a snake. She doesn't do anything on her own. She grew up to the age of 18. They just carry her in a bowl. When she's seated and speaking, you would say it's a good human being speaking. But when it's time for her to move, she cannot. She always crawl like snakes, and then, you have to carry her in a basket. So if there is no one to carry her, she has to crawl like snake to go into the house. She stayed up to like 15 years before she died.
There are other communities in Nigeria where snakes are revered and idolized as part of the customs and tradition, handed over from generation to generation. Just in case you find yourself in Machina Kingdom, Yobe State someday, take note that killing of snakes is a taboo in this ancient community. Here, snakes are treated as kings. Michael Oshoma, TVC News, Machina, Yobe State.